Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another Dice Gotcha episode. Today is a very special episode because for the first time, we have a special guest because we decided to kill Isaiah in a back alley. Everyone, give it up to our special guest, Poob.
Hello, nice to be here. Thank you all for having me.
I don't problem. Now, once again, I hope the chloroform in the van wasn't too harsh on you, buddy.
Oh no, it's actually very nice this time of year. Next time, like more strawberries, I prefer.
Oh, no
Yeah.
problem, no problem, no problem. Anyway, you all, hi, I'm Yuri. Once again, nice seeing you, lovely people.
Okay, well now okay, so like I didn't do mine first. I think we were gonna like move down. Was that poobs? Are we doing like a move up? Are we in the voice call? Okay. Yeah, I'm DeadFun.
Right. Before today starts, I want to say I fucking called it. Pick up that phone. We're getting a Gundam remaster.
Okay, well if we're doing
Okay,
that,
well,
I'm
is this the Gundam episode? No, it's the
No,
Star
no.
Wars episode.
no wait, hold on. Okay, wait. I did also want to say no person told me that Devil Dinosaur is going to be in Marvel Rivals, dude. And I'm pissed. Devil Dinosaur is such a peak choice, like actually.
Anyway,
Okay, well, in my
let's talk
defense,
about
I
what-
didn't know until like yesterday. I haven't played Marvel Rivals in a
I've
good
known
minute.
for a good while. I thought you.
Okay,
knew.
well, I don't know Yuri's
Yeah,
excuse then.
yeah, I don't know.
But right, well, no, yeah, no, we're here to talk about space wizards
Yeah, that is pretty accurate.
or space samurai.
I
Space
think
Ronin.
Wizard is better than Samurai, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Anyway, so
Yeah.
I'm gonna be honest, a lot of the side content sometimes is better than the sequel movies.
Okay. Damn, you don't like the sequel movies? That's such a brave opinion.
You know what? I have a brave opinion, okay? Sequels suck.
fuck.
Normal movies suck. All the Star Wars suck, okay?
Okay, so to have some context be provided, me, Cal, Poob, and like a separate buddy, we decided to sit down and like week to week. It was supposed to be week to week. We ended up.
I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. I wasn't even. No. Yeah, like we were supposed to watch every Star Wars movie. Yeah, we did. Except like the holiday special, I guess. But who cares?
You even watched the holiday special?
and
What
like
the fuck?
so we
Fuck
saw
off.
all 9 movies in addition to the like the
Solo.
Disney spin-off. Yeah. So like we've seen all of them, and so we can have opinions, I think. And how was Cal did this bit where they initially decided to like I I know it's a bit in like retrospect, but how it came across at the time was that they were gonna hype up the prequels and be like, I want some movies that I'm gonna like wait on that are good. And then like the prequels are the most but we'll okay. I think how we do this in the beginning is that we sort of go like movie by movie and then we just sort of hit on stuff and like how we decide to watch them.
That's right, I forgot to mention. I forgot. Yeah, no, I think Cal mentioned your favorite character was Jar Jar Binks, right?
Yeah, true. We'll be getting to Jar Jar Binks. So yeah, Pooh, do you want to tell us how the New Hope first went?
Oh,
I'm sure you can.
as in like the plot wise.
No, just how the I guess how the watch experience was.
Oh, like the first time we did this, or
Yeah, I guess.
well, the first time we did this had some like audio issues and stuff because we didn't know how to streaming or Discord worked. It went fine, I guess. I thought the movie was pretty good, especially like if you put into context, like when it came out, type of movie it is, type of movie it's trying to be.
Pretty much. So like this one time in like a classroom I was in, it was like I want to say like a STEM like course, and we decided to sit down and watch A New Hope, and I actually didn't like that watch experience, so it did surprise me a little bit when like upon the rewatch with this marathon. I actually think New Hope was like fine. You could tell it was very like simplistic and wasn't trying to do like crazy stuff. But yeah. I think it's just I think it's a very like easy basic space empire bad. We have to resist them because of I don't know. Something Lucas was inspired by Vietnam and stuff. So like I think the general consensus was it ended up fine. Is that true, Cal?
Yeah, it was meh. Like, I don't have strong opinions on New Hope. It wasn't good. It wasn't bad.
Okay, well,
I would argue that it was like, okay, so I want to say this. I don't mind slow stuff, right? Like, I love slow burns. But there were just some parts of the movies where I was kind of like, can we just move the fuck on? Please, I'm begging. I get it. I get George Lucas's like weird pilot fetish, but like I feel like those pilot scenes would go on way too fucking long.
Okay, well, Cal put it in a very negative way, but like the pilot every movie there was like an extended pilot sequence. It felt like, yeah.
It's supposed to be like Vietnam, I
Yeah,
guess.
dude.
Someone say that.
And like they decide to put attention on like 5 random ass characters who like the introduction is like the pilot sequence.
Actually, I think they all have names.
I'm sure they
Oh, they
Yeah,
do.
Jon Stewart.
I'm sure they have names, but it's like who?
You can
Like, because
you can
they're
tell.
only relevant in this like 10-minute scene, and they either
Actually, no.
die
I think
or
another one shows up in the sequel movie.
what, as a cameo?
No. As the pilot who is the other guy who piloted Luke Skywalker during the what was that scene? They were talking at
Oh,
in
is
their,
it the one guy where it's like Luke is the best sharpshooter this side of the galaxy?
I think yeah.
No, I thought he died.
Well, I think he died the second time.
Yeah, no. He died in the second movie, I think.
Okay,
Maybe.
this doesn't like help your point at
I
all.
said I think, bro. I haven't seen this. I haven't seen A New Hope in like a long time.
Oh no, he dies in New Hope.
Yeah.
I also find it really funny during all of Star Wars. Chewbacca's actor would talk normally, and they would just add the his
Yeah.
sounds post effects.
Oh, I didn't know this. That is really funny.
Yeah,
Same
no,
here.
yeah, no. He on set he talked like in like a British accent. That's how Henry Ford would like know like what, and that's how people would know like what he was saying exactly.
Yeah. Still, yeah. I said I didn't actually know that, but
Yeah.
I
I
was
think of actual clips of that too.
gonna say that I think I don't know. I'm sure we'll dive into this discussion more as we loop around to like the sequels, but like I don't know, man. It's like I think like with how much the characters in the sea, I think Star Wars in general is just like a Mary Sue like franchise, and that's not. I don't care because I can like look at a story and be like, it's a story. Like the characters can't be killed in like the first like 10 minutes, that sort of stuff. But like, I don't know, man. They escape like in A New Hope, they like escape they escape like this Imperial base with no losses and cause like catastrophic damage while like they just sort of the Empire eventually just knows that they're here. So it's sort of
I
crazy that they are just like shot and killed.
I think if Star Wars came out today, it would be a lot more heavily criticized than like what it than from the past.
Well,
Okay,
well,
well, to
like,
give Star Wars credit on that one, like the reason it would be heavily criticized now is because it would be very stereotypical. Like it would have like a bunch of like stuff that are like, yeah, this just it's very basic. But you also have to consider a lot of the tropes and stereotypes started with this movie. So like it kind of gets a pass for it because a lot of the trends that we're very used to now, this movie kind of set for some mediums.
it'll be a little bit difficult to convey, but like Star Wars's influence and popularity is like I don't even know if it's possible to like tell how massive it is because like even on like a surface level, man, when the prequel movies were first happening and when the sequel movies were first happening, there was like
Hype. It was
massive like audiences that decided to show
like
up
people
because
were like really excited.
but like additionally to that, yeah, like when it comes to like movie creators and stuff like that, yeah, they like have a ton of stuff that was like taken from Star Wars.
It'd be like if Dragon Ball was coming out today, and people, oh, this is very simplistic. Like, yeah, it's or even like Astro Boy, like the first JoJo, Kenshiro, stuff like that. It's like, what is this basic shonen? Why is this in the magazine?
Pretty much. Yeah, like but yeah. So like, A New Hope is fine. I think I lean a bit more positive than Cal upon my watch experience. I think I think I just like the vibe generally a bit more. But
I would
yeah,
never watch it again. I've watched it 2 times in my lifetime. I think that's more than enough.
I don't know. You were less negative on the second watch on this.
I think you can tell it was never meant to be a trilogy, but as like a standalone, it's a very charming, it's a charming movie for its time, but it sets up some stuff for later. So I'm glad it did. It has some dated parts, but that's fine. I can pass that.
I know everyone would hate it if this happened, but I'm actually curious on like how much you could like improve on it if you were to like remake A New Hope as a movie.
People lose their minds if you try
Like,
to
actually.
shit to
So
that.
here comes the thing. I'm not sure if it'd be improved with how like it's the
You see the
I think
woke
you
mob
I
is
think you
gonna
could improve it if just on pacing alone.
Yeah,
I think
basically.
I
Here's what I
think
think
you
you
don't
do.
even have to like shoot
Yeah.
it. You just re-edit it.
Well, okay, I'm not. I think you release them as like, how long was A New Hope? Could some person look that up?
interesting.
It's like what I'm thinking is like on the Disney Plus service, they could like remake it, have it be like
An hour and 1 minute. No,
Oh,
sorry.
What?
Sorry. No, sorry. 2 hours and 1 minute. Sorry about that.
okay.
I was gonna say
I
that
think-
movie was not an hour long.
I was gonna say I think you could like remake A New Hope, cut it down to like around 60 to 90 minutes, and then like release it on like Disney Plus. And then do that with each one of the movies. But still, I think Empire Strikes Back. I think best movie in the probably the best movie out of the 9. It was we'll be getting to episode 6, but this movie felt like a good mix between like political drama and space wizard bullshit. I think the fact it ended up getting like it feels like both the A plot and the B plot were both good. Whereas in many Star Wars stories cannot be it won't be the same. I think you can really tell with Episode 5 that Yoda, that with stuff like Yoda and stuff, that like Star Wars is basically a fantasy story but put into a sci-fi universe. You have like they're at like a certain town where like they gotta what is it? They have to do like bartering with nearby rulers to make sure they aren't getting like captured by the Empire, which is like to me like how they did it. It felt very fantasy like, and then you just have Yoda, which is just totally like a fantasy sequence. Yeah, I think episode 5 best one. I don't really have too much to say just because it doesn't really have many like flaws to pick apart. It's really funny to look back at the movie reactions at the time where a person where like it did actually shock many when they first saw like the father reveal because they have like it recorded like initial audience reactions. So yeah.
I do have a complaint with Empire Strikes Back. And I'll say this. Empire Strikes Back is probably my second to third favorite movie in the entire franchise, right? I think this is the movie that made me realize I don't really care about Luke Skywalker. In the sense of like the Yoda scenes were fun because Yoda was in it. But like I feel like every time we panned to Luke during these movies, or during this movie, sorry, I was just bored. I couldn't care because I didn't care about Luke as a character that much. Because I'm so sorry, Luke is such a nothing character half the time. He really is. There's so little substance to him. Like he just exists for the plot. It feels like.
First,
Like
I want to.
yeah.
Well, first, I did want to say, Poob, as the special guest, did you have input on episode 5? And I guess that.
To mostly Cal's point, I think episode 4 you can definitely call him that. It's more like in the trilogy, it develops a faded narrative for Luke, if I had to say it. In the first one, he's like the generic hero, like, oh, I'm fearless, he's loyal, he cares about his friends. And then we see in episode 2 at least how that can be warped and twisted. Like, for example, with like going straight in to help his friends when they're in danger, like ends his training with Yoda. And then he made a promise in episode 4 where saying, I will get a Jedi like my father before me, and then he sees Vader as his dark reflection, which he might be fated to become. Luke on himself is not the most interesting character. However, it's the relation he has to other characters which makes him better. Like he's a dark reflection of Vader and almost like a time loop of what happened with Anakin. By himself, fine.
Oh, yeah. My bad.
Like by himself, he's fine, but when you put him like in the grander scale of everything, does become a lot more. You guys know like 40K.
Yeah.
I know a bit.
It's like Gilliman. Like he's like the most boring Primarch. Like that's on purpose. Actually, no, that's not completely true. There's other.
I
But
actually see the comparison. I see what you're getting at. Yeah.
He's the most normal-ish Primarch, but in the setting, becomes infinitely more interesting because of what he represents.
Okay. I'm not gonna stay on this too much because this is a Star Wars episode, but I'm getting what you mean. Where like, Gilliman has to interact with like the crazy, hyper extreme religious like Imperium 40K society when they're like Robert McDude, like, yo man, well, I mean, we can like do all this crazy religious stuff, but, I mean, I have some laws here we can pass. I see the
Blood chains come
comparison.
down this year.
Yeah. So here's my plan to. Okay. But yeah. So Cal, I guess you have a response to that, just to like give you back.
But I think my point still stands where when Luke is by himself during like the training with Yoda, I just don't care. That's the thing. Like, yes, when you compare him to the rest of the cast and when you're like how he interacts with characters and like the deeper meaning between it, Luke is very interesting. But when you're sitting down and we cut to Luke training once again, like I just find myself going, I just want to go to the B plot or the A plot. I don't know which one it was, but I want to go to the other plot.
I think
It's like
my bad. No, my bad.
it's just infinitely more interesting and entertaining for me. And yes, the end when like both the storylines collide, then like I'm more interested in what's happening with Luke. But it just feels like Luke is going through like a character arc when he doesn't really have a character, right? And I think that's what was putting me off a lot with him in these first three movies, where like I see the character arc he's trying to go on, but I feel like there's not enough substance of Luke to make it like compelling. Yeah.
I think it's just a difference between like I think Pooh can like appreciate it more, and I think like you simply what is it? Oh, like,
It's not a
uh,
good character.
I'm sort of like in between you two on this. I think I sort of lost it because this has went on a bit, but I think so. Here's my problem. I think Luke serves the role fine in the story that they're put into, especially because Star Wars was initially not supposed to be some massive universe, yada yada yada, blah blah blah. It was just supposed to be what it was supposed to be Lucas's personal hobbies made into film. But like the problem is that like now that Star Wars is this massive like media entity, it feels like a bunch of like Star Wars. It feels like this used to be the case, maybe less so now because of stuff. But it feels like in the past there was like this crazy Luke glaze, where like it was seen as like, and I guess if you were, I don't know, I guess I just don't interact with media in this way, but like so many were like, yo, dude, man, Luke was like. It feels like there was, I don't know. It feels like there's just this general aura with Luke, where like, they were this cool like childhood hero, where it's like, I don't know, man, they were like fine. Man did what they were supposed to. Yeah. So like, it just sort of like it'll be like whiplash to me because I also grew up on Star Wars, Like I also have like childhood memories of Luke and this sort of stuff. Like it's one of the main hobbies I share with my parents because they're into Star Wars because they like normal stuff. But then like yeah, I guess that's my
Maybe
general opinion.
maybe that's my issue that I don't have the nostalgia clause with Star Wars. Because the first time I watched Star Wars, I was around 14, right? I binge watched it with my mother, and even back then, I didn't have as negative an opinion, but I was like, they're fine. Like I wasn't like
Yeah.
Star Wars pilled, but I thought they were fine. And like it's not like I had any real emotional attachment like to the franchise. So
I
I
think like I'm trying to think of like
And I'm gonna be honest. I'm the same thing. I'm the same with Cal. I didn't see him till like not like 14, maybe like 12, like around that range.
I'll put it like this. I think it's sort of like I I don't know, it's very difficult to try to make this because Star Wars really is its own monolith. I think like I don't know, I think like the Transformers movies are like sort of an apt comparison where like if you saw it when you were growing up, you're gonna like you can sort of look past a bit more of its flaws. And I guess Star Wars, as I said, it's very difficult to make comparisons. You could like poke holes in like what I've said a bunch. But I think like if you grew up with it, yeah, you're gonna like look past its flaws a bit more. I don't think Star Wars is bad, but like yeah, I think like Star Wars is also like was overhyped.
I don't, I
okay,
don't,
yeah.
I don't see it as like nostalgia. More as just like the charm of at least the original trilogy is because at the end of the day, there can't be sci-fi movies that you can analyze to a decent amount. Which has its place even like today, because how many like campy sci-fi movies do we get these days?
I agree
Like
with you.
no,
I think yeah, they have been less.
it's just like a genre that people can like or don't like. It comes down to personal taste at that point. So there is an audience.
I see what you mean. It's just yeah. But still, I think we've yeah, just to like say like a bit of cliff notes. Yeah, like I think like the Sky City part in Empire Strikes Back is probably the best sequence in Star Wars movies overall. I
Oh
think it's
yeah.
very cool. Lando Calrissian and like the politics there, like very cool. Yeah, like I think we've discussed that movie. Episode 6, we did not expect it to be that bad.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's time for like arguably one of the worst Star Wars movies, Return of the Jedi.
Okay,
I
okay, hold on, hold
okay,
on.
wait. I
Okay,
will.
hold up. There's a different movie that'll take that crown and wear it with proud.
Okay, they said one of the
Several
worst.
actually.
I didn't say the
Also
worst, so one
true.
up, but what is it?
Okay, so like when Luke is on screen, I guess it sort of goes a bit, sort of opposes what we just discussed. But when Luke's on screen and they're doing shit and the story is like progressing, it's good. But the problem is that we have so much time spent on dumb bullshit. It really felt like I don't know. I know you can't wrap up all the stuff from Empire Strikes Back in like, I know you can't wrap it up in 30 minutes, but fuck, man, it just felt like the B plot was not it, man.
What happened? I'm trying to remember because all I have in my letterbox review is that half this movie was ass. That's all I put for my letterbox review. And I'm trying to remember what happened, and I feel like I can only remember like the last 30-40 minutes and like the breakout like Jabba the Hutt scene, and that's it. I can't remember anything else.
Poop, if you want to maybe elaborate and defend.
Okay. What happened was they free Han. There's like a disruptor thing on the Ewok planet, and then Luke goes to fight. Leia gets kidnapped, I think, or something.
It's like the beginning part of the movie is like the Jabba the Hutt sequence.
Yeah, I
Jabba the
remember
Hutt,
that.
and then at some point I think Leia gets kidnapped again or something because then Luke goes out after Darth Vader. And then while they're doing that, something is happening on the Ewok planet with like a disruptor or something, and they have to like either blow it up or just stop them. And it's like 30 minutes. I thought even I, as the person who enjoyed it, it was a bit much, However,
Oh, there was
this
that fuck ass motorcycle forest scene that lasted like 8 minutes.
Yeah, it was.
yeah,
And it
Here's
just
the
kept
thing. Here's the thing.
going.
I think if that scene was a bit shorter, I think that would have been a bit cool.
I'll be honest. I think okay. Well, first, I'm sort of with you, Yuri, because like I think I have good memories of that scene because I used to like play it a bunch of like Lego Star Wars games and that sort of stuff. But I'll be honest. I think you just make the entire first half of the movie like the Jabba the Hutt stuff because I actually was into that when it
Yeah,
happened.
that was cool.
And then like I think you make the second half like the fleet battle plus Luke resolution. I think you just remove the Ewoks. I know,
you could
let Vietnam allegory, but like so.
you could keep the Ewoks, just like have them like not even contribute to the plot, just like make sense thematically. I guess.
I guess
Like,
here's
what
my
do they add
dilemma.
thematically to the plot?
Well, like I think they're supposed to represent like the fact the Empire's reach like harms, creatures this innocent, and it's like supposed to add on to how bad they are. Yeah, it's very funny how Star Wars loves to put emphasis on how like the Empire is like both evil and usually stupid. But then like there are still like fans who are like, yo, dude, I love the Empire. It's like a vibe thing. I don't know, but like yeah, I don't know. I see what you're getting at, Pooh. They could have done the Ewoks in a good way, but to be honest, I'll have just if we're gonna have all this runtime spent on stuff, I'll have just spend it on like the bounty hunters and like Jabba the Hutt. 'Cause I think that's just way more cool.
Did
I agree.
wait, this is where yes it is. Where like the fucking whole monster thing happened
Yeah,
and like
Sarlacc pit.
Han Solo was blind.
Mhm.
Isn't this during like fucking Luke's edgy arc or something like that? Where
Yes.
it's like I could be
The
going to
first
the
one, yeah.
dark side.
Well,
I don't.
okay, so
Does it-
like, okay, I actually like Luke in episode 6. Absolutely. I think they do good to like progress the story, and I think like they in the parts that they're in, barring the Ewok shit, because fuck that. I think Luke does have this good balance of like being cool, but not, I don't know, man. They just do like cool tricks and shit. They're just like, yo, man, fucking release my buddies. I'm gonna like have to kill you, and then they, and then they like force pull the sword to him and like slash a dude. I don't know. I think it's cool.
we
Oh,
see that
this
Luke
is
is like
go ahead.
we see that Luke is like more willing to like learn and plan and think like several times, but also like pushes. This is like a build up from like episode 5 and 4 where Galashi's face his supposed destiny, which is apparently like evil in Star Wars. Never follow your destiny; it's always evil. To
Destiny
like
sucks.
no. Anyways, it's I lost what I was saying. Oh no.
Pretty much they have like a character evolution where like they pick up from like the previous episodes where like in the past they were a bit more rash, they were a bit more naive, and it ended up getting who they love killed usually more often than not. So now they're like, they're actually gonna think, they're actually gonna go into shit with a plan, and but they still don't lose that like human core part of themselves.
But as they become more of a Jedi, they also become more Sith. At the end of the movie, it's like, oh, what choice will Luke? It's not a choice of will he join the dark side. It's a choice of will he like kill his own father. That's the choice. It's and more of a consequence of that.
Yeah, Ewoks suck. I don't know. I think the final sequence with Luke Palpatine, very good. And yeah, I don't know,
Guys, and this was the last time we ever saw Palpatine.
yeah,
I know,
Palpatine.
right?
We never saw him
What?
again.
Palpatine being and for like Palpatine being a villain for these 3 movies. Good choice. Good choice.
I will say it's sort of funny how like all the Palpatine scenes were like in the 6th movie before the prequels. And it's sort of funny. But yeah.
Okay,
So
it's time for the prequels, and I have a
okay,
question for you
okay,
guys.
wait. I did want to say. I think we just bunch all 3 prequels into like one discussion.
That is literally what I was about to say.
Thank
'Cause
God.
yeah, I did not want to talk. I'm gonna keep it very real. everyone in the audience in here right now, I barely remember what happened in the prequels. We watched them, but there was so much yet so little at the same time that like I can tell you the like broad strokes of what happened in the movies. I could not tell you details on it.
I will
I think the only
say,
details I can remember from like Phantom Menace is this, and I think it's Phantom Menace. It could be the second movie. I'll be honest, I don't know which is which. Where Jabba the Hutt is like leading the army or something like that, and like accidentally takes down like this droid, and Dead was like so miserable during that scene. I just remember it happening and Dead going, "Oh my god."
because it was supposed to be like comedic relief, and I was, yeah, hello there, Padme. You want to be my, you want to be
Just
in a
kill me.
romance with me? Yeah, dude. I'll say movie 2 was getting rough.
Oh, that is the if anyone, I do mean anyone, watch these movies not as a child and thinks, oh yeah, the prequels are like awesome. Please remove your goggles and then remove your second pair of goggles. Episode 2 is awful. It
Yeah, like
sucks.
actually, it's like
It
I said this to these two when it was like happening, but like episode 2 really is like if you made like a lore Wikipedia summary into a movie in like the worst way possible.
What was
it's
episode
it
2? I can remember Phantom Menace. I can't remember episode 2.
Anakin.
I can't remember them. It was Anakin Skywalker. Let's
So
see.
basically, Jango Fett is the worst assassin in like the history of the universe,
Oh fuck yeah.
and
Okay,
like
Palpatine hires Jango Fett to hire someone else to kill to I think also hire someone else to kill Padme.
yeah,
And then
Yeah,
as a result, they send Anakin on a little date arc with Padme and with
Yes,
some
this
of
is
the
where the
worst
sand thing
dialogue
happens.
ever.
and then Obi-Wan's on like a Scooby-Doo chase trying to follow Jango Fett,
oh, that's right. That's right.
and
I can't
like
forget.
they
They sent
find like
another assassin to kill fucking Padme, and then that assassin sent their fucking pet in to kill Padme.
something like that. But then
I don't
like
like Cosmonaut, but that's a very funny joke.
this is true on both accounts.
You
But I
don't
did
like
want to
Cosmonaut?
say, yeah, same.
I fuck with him.
Cosmonaut, if you want to come on this podcast, I will have a selection of
Cosmonaut,
questions.
I don't know who you are, but maybe.
All JoJo
Listen,
questions.
I love his
Actually,
Spider-Man reviews, and I loved his like MCU three-parter. That's how I got introduced to him, and yeah.
but still, I was gonna say that like eventually they find both the clone army and I guess droid army, and pretty much they like use the clone army to beat the droid army, except they don't because they have
Oh
to make a
yeah.
and then Mace Windu shows up in the ore farm, and then Count Dooku shows up in the ore farm.
Yeah, this was the movie where okay, yeah, I remember what happened in this movie now. Fucking yeah, okay. Yeah, this
So
wasn't a good
like
movie. It wasn't a good movie.
I was like drifting to sleep while like episode 2 was happening. It was brutal.
I had to watch
You
this by
see,
myself, and it
me
was the worst.
oh yeah, because you had scheduling issues. Yeah, I said this to these two when we were watching the movies. The only reason I like didn't lose my absolute mind watching the movies is because I watched it with people and could make
Yeah.
comments and could make jokes. I think, and this isn't just for the prequels. I mean for like all the Star Wars movies.
Okay, well,
I don't think I would have been able to enjoy them or at the very least finish most of them if I wasn't watching with other people. Like, yeah, especially the prequels. Like I had to watch episode 3 on my own, which wasn't too bad,
yeah, I was
but
gonna say Revenge of
it
the Sith to
was
me is like fine. It
it was
exists.
It was like I was bored because I was watching on my own, and like I'm so sorry. The final 30-minute fight scene is not it.
I actually sort of like it. I don't know.
It's
I
not
think
it because like
I think
it's kind of cool, but when it drags on too long, and two, it's kind of like, do you guys know how this fight was directed?
Yeah, man, I don't know. All Star Wars battles like suck if you like it. Right.
No, this Star Wars battle, the script was just fight. Like there was no
Based.
choreography. There was no like, okay, this happens. It was just like fight. That's what was in
I
the
don't know.
script.
Oh yeah, I don't know. Sort of based when you put it like I
I
don't know. It sort of
think
makes me like it more.
Well, okay. I think this is the issue I have with it, right? That they're just fighting. They are just fighting, right? And I like the final bit where they're talking because I don't like just fighting, right? Especially in Star Wars. I feel it doesn't work. What's a good example of what I like? Pirates of the Caribbean. Have you guys didn't watch Pirates of the Caribbean, did you?
I mean, you can still use it
No.
as an example. I don't know.
Okay, well, either way, in the last, or not the last, but in the third movie, It's the end of the trilogy, right? And there's a massive brawl
You know what
in
else is
like the
massive?
final act. It was pretty massive.
The sponsor.
Oh my god.
The sponsor, Raid Shadow Legend.
Shut the fuck up. As during
Lord
it,
VPN.
a bunch of fights are going on, right? But they're not just fights. There's dialogue, right? There's substance. Like we see characters like while there's sword fighting, there's interactions happening, there's words being exchanged. Resolutions are happening, right? Like conflicts are happening verbally and physically. And it's such a good I will stand by this. I love the trilogy in the Pirates of the Caribbean. Like I know there are movies after it, they're kind of I feel like if you just watch the first 3 movies, it's such a good trilogy, right? And I would say it's one of my favorite trilogies of all time. And like that's what I like in fights. I feel like for there to be a good compelling fight, it can't just be you being silent and just like swords happening, right? For a fight to be good, especially in live action, you have to have that dialogue. You have to have that verbal fighting happening along with the physical. I just didn't get that in the final fight until like the very end. Where like, it's over, Anakin. I have the high ground, right? Yeah, that's the main issue I have with that fight scene.
I
If-
don't know, man. I
if
just
I-
sort of like it.
If I like push back on the idea real quick,
Yep.
a lot of times you can tell a fight scene without dialogue. Have you guys ever seen like the Old Boys? Not sorry,
Boys.
Obito versus Kakashi's sequence.
Yes.
Like has no dialogue, and but the difference is that's like 3 minutes compared to like however long I think the solution that there is like a story kind of being told there. They're like it's slow and gradual, but it's like they're slowly getting more tired and they're losing like energy. That's why like he makes such a like, near the end they're making like just like sluggish attacks. It's not told that very well. I think they could have like cut like 15 minutes of that, but in the sense of you can even like longer fight sequences you can tell without any dialogue. It's they didn't do it that well, but it's
I will agree with you with that you can tell a good fight scene without dialogue, right? I think anime does is very good at it. It's why I also said especially in live action, right?
I'm trying to
Because
like
and I think that's the reason I also brought up Pirates of the Caribbean because I feel like it's like kind of similar in a way where this is like meant to be like the climactic fight of the final trilogy, right? And while yes, you can tell a good fight without words, it just didn't happen here at all. Like there is no like that physical progression of them getting tired. There is no them like you can see their attacking select. It's just like we move from one set to the other and flips are happening. Like that's what is happening for like 15, 20 minutes or however fucking long that fight scene went on for. Because God, it just kept going. It just kept going. It's the same issue I had with episode 2. Episode 2. Not episode 2. The fucking Ewok thing.
Ewoks.
Where it's kind of like it wouldn't stop.
Okay, wait, hold up. I know what you're getting at. I know you're not saying this specifically, but to me, the difference is that like the Ewoks just felt like random filler bullshit. Like
No. That
the
yeah.
final battle taking like 30 minutes. I don't know, and like they also did like Palpatine and Yoda to like break it up.
But it was like it was pacing. I think that's something that Star Wars has always had an issue with up until like I would argue like the newer stuff is that the pacing is like really slow, but not in a good way because you can have slow pacing and it work very well. Like you can have slow burns. But like I feel like most of like the first 6 Star Wars movies, you can cut like 30 minutes of the runtime and it makes the movie flow so much nicer.
I mean, I'm not going to disagree with you that Star Wars has like issues with how it paces itself. I simply, yeah, I don't know. I was engaged in the final battle. I think just because I like Star Wars more generally, I can like see the vision a bit more with like what they're trying to do. I think episode 1 and 2 were like shit build up, and didn't really do that good at like getting to episode 3. But I see like I can in my brain like fill in the blanks emotionally of like what I'm supposed to feel. So yeah, that's how I see it.
The real lesson here today is that you should watch the Clone War and then watch episode 3, the best
Like
experience.
actually,
And then
Yeah.
and then watch Rebels. Don't forget that.
Sure, if you want to.
You
And then
don't
watch
have to watch Rebels.
and then
You
watch
do not
Lego
have to
Star Wars
watch Rebels.
Freedom Adventures.
but
It's-
still.
I guess one of the sequels now.
I'm just trying to think if there's more I have to say on the prequels. Yeah, the first movie's fun in a watch party setting just because it's like I think the first movie almost becomes so bad it's good at parts. I think
And
the
the
second movie is
memes,
just miserable.
like I something that was keeping me going in the first movie that was like, okay, when we had this bit going on during like the first 3 movies of like this is pod racing. I think
Yeah,
DeadFun was the main person that was saying it during the first 3 movies. So then when it actually got said
Yeah.
in the movie, it was like such like he said the thing.
it was peak. But yeah, second movie's like just a horrible experience. It was so bad. It may be the worst movie I've seen. Just period.
It was really funny because for every like trilogy, there was at least one person being so like was not having that good of a time. For me, it was kind of throughout all of them, but it was very apparent during the first 3. Then it was Dead Fun during the prequels, and then the other person we were watching it during the
yeah.
newer movies, which I'm about to say, I would argue a very controversial take.
Oh boy.
Oh no.
That The Force Awakens is, I would say, the second, maybe, yeah, I would argue probably like the second best movie of all Star Wars.
It'll also be my second favorite. I think like most of the
Is it?
stuff that are called failures with it are just like are more so on like the 2 follow-up movies not following up.
I'm gonna be honest, it was not that bad.
I think it's
Like, I'm honest with you, this movie, like I saw in theaters with like my cousin and my cousin and my grandmother. I had a wonderful time.
Well,
Yeah,
this
dude,
was my
it's
first ever Star Wars
fuck.
movie.
It's
I
fine.
watched it in theaters. I remember coming out of it and going like, that was pretty cool. It didn't make me Star Wars pill by any means. But like I remember it being really solid. And upon rewatching it, I guess okay, so this is gonna be very like cynical, but it's like how I gauge these Star Wars movies in my head is like how miserable was I watching it, right?
Jesus.
Yeah, I know it's cynical, but that's like how I gauge it in my head. And with Force Awakens, it was pretty good. Like I liked the plot lines that were happening, and even if the other movies didn't like do as well on like building the story blocks like this movie was like making the foundations for, I like the foundations they were starting to build here. Rey is definitely like a Mary Sue, but so was fucking Luke. And I feel like I was more compelled by Rey than I ever was by Luke, which I know is that right there is a controversial opinion right there. What you call it? I liked Kylo in this movie. I thought he was a good antagonist. I also liked his brother a lot. I don't know if it was his brother, but like
Kylo was good.
His
Yeah.
brother?
It's probably
Yeah.
I can't. There. What's his name? I can't
Who?
remember. Like
Hux?
Stalk or whatever. Had
Fuck.
like two people. We had Kylo, which is like the Jedi, and then there was the other dude who was more so normal, but like the general.
Yeah,
Oh,
Hux, you mean?
Husk. Yes.
it's Hux, not Husk, you fucking.
Oh my. Yeah, okay. Also, hey, Cal, what's the name of the orange alien that's Anakin's? What's her name?
What? What are you talking about?
I know who they mean. Yeah.
No, say that again.
Who is Anakin's Padawan in the Clone War? Like,
Uh.
you
Oh
said
no. Oh
Wait.
no.
Wait.
It was-
Hold on.
it was gonna be a bit. No.
What?
I know their name.
Wait,
I know.
Like how?
I'll give you a hint.
Anakin's Padawan.
It starts with an A. She's orange.
No, it's not
Oh,
Garfield.
I see what you're. Yeah, no, I'm good.
Just refusing to say the name. Insane.
Yeah, I'm
so
good.
curious of what the fuck this
Pooh,
bit is.
They're Ashoka, are they not?
Ahsoka. Yeah.
Okay. Well,
Yeah, the
what's
bit is they appear like their voice appeared in the final movie, and I said their name very fucking wrong.
How do they say it? I don't recall.
I
Ashaka
can't
or
remember.
something.
Ashaka, that's fucking hilarious.
I think it's a better name in my opinion. But no, Force Awakens was very solid. I liked it. I liked most of the characters in it.
New Hope remake goes crazy, but yeah, it was like a good movie. I think. I actually, you want to know what I'll say? I like the pilot sequence in it way more because it was way less, but it's still
Yes.
good. It still
I
felt
feel like
shit was happening while not taking up 30 minutes.
I feel like every time we were in like a space battle in the newer movies, even the ones that kind of suck, they were just really visually nice.
I don't.
I will be honest. It's the Star Wars sequel movie, like the sequel movies. Okay, fights amazing.
Okay,
Like,
okay.
Space battles.
Visually, I
gonna-
would agree with you.
I was gonna say I don't think there's a bad space battle in sequels, but I was just that 8th movie. that 8th.
I don't know. I won't say everyone
had-
was good, but the quality was upgraded in it.
Your Honor,
And,
Your Honor, they had fucking horses. That doesn't count.
Okay, well,
What?
no, that's
We'll
okay, first
get
that's a
there.
9th
We'll-
movie, but
We'll
like,
get there. Believe me, we'll get there.
Okay, then.
But episode 7 was pretty fine. I thought like unoffensive on the most part. We can talk about the Mary Sue stuff later if you want.
Episode 7. Yeah, no, I liked episode 7. I'm gonna be honest. I think my only thing I didn't like when they were promoting the film, they had Finn like holding the lightsaber and all that jazz. Were they trying to like subvert like the expectation?
Okay, I will say, like, I think the Finn's gonna be a Jedi stuff. I think they did not follow. They did not do well with Finn in the sequels, but I don't think they needed to be a Jedi.
They needed him.
Finn and Poe. What
They-
if?
I don't know, man.
What
Poe was given like a fuck ton to do. They were just supposed to be
No,
fun
no, no,
facts.
no,
Fun
no,
No,
no.
facts.
shipping.
Fun
Finn Poe.
fact. Well, I don't care. Who cares? Fun
Wait,
fact. Poe was supposed to
wait,
be.
what? Wait, what's the ship?
No,
Finn Poe.
Finn and Poe.
Okay.
Yeah, like.
Okay. I
Okay,
guess I
so-
see it.
Wait. I did want to say, Poe was supposed to die in the first scene of episode 7, you know, when it's like the Imperial troopers and they're like raiding that camp, right? Yeah, Poe was supposed
Yeah.
to die there, giving it to the little fucking industry plant you like.
BB-8.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's a
the
good
only
one.
good industry plant.
Mm.
How do you feel about them killing Han off and the?
I think it's fine.
I thought it
It's
was it was good. I'll be honest, like or not good. It was fine, but
I
in
said,
the
I think it
sense of
was-
like it made sense for the story.
I think it was more so. I think it was once more and more a failure of the follow-up movie, so like do much
Yeah.
with it. So I don't think you can blame that on episode 7.
Well,
Yeah.
I don't even think it was that. I think it was also like the Han Solo's actor, Harrison Ford, has stated they do not like Star Wars at all.
Yeah, I made the joke to these peeps that when we were watching it or after the fact is that like I think the deal was that he would come back for the movie, but they have to kill off his character so everyone fucks off with him from Star Wars. And so he really only feels his way to Star Wars. Like how he talks about being in the MCU now, he's like very jovial. He's very like little whimsical. Indiana Jones, he's pretty like funny with. He just hates Star Wars specifically, which is so
Yes.
base.
I'll say if the sequels were like, if they were like, if there was like a deep industry plant who like wanted to ruin Star Wars, that'll make it so based in retrospect. I respect that like so much. But still, with that said, yeah, episode 8. I don't hate episode 8. I think episode 8 is actually overhated. But so there's a
It's
couple.
a lot of here comes the thing. A lot of stuff like that casino thing, that casino scene, I think could have been a lot shorter.
I don't even think the casino
It
part was
was
that
fine.
bad.
Like
It was.
okay,
It was,
so
it was
I
unnecessary. It was. You
so-
could cut it and miss nothing.
I get
I
okay.
don't
So
think it
here's
was
the
that
thing.
bad.
Here's the thing, right? I watched every other movie I had watched at least one time, right? The last 2 movies I had never seen before and knew almost nothing about. So it was my first time watching it. So I didn't even know about the casino scene. And I think it's because during watching it, I think it was you, Poop, that was like, the casino scene's gonna happen. It's gonna be really bad. And then it happened, and it was just like, oh, it was what, like,
sworn.
it was
Yeah,
like
it was
15 minutes.
Yeah.
It wasn't that long. I don't even think it was that bad. There were some like funny jokes in it. It was like it was fine. Like I was expecting like 45 minutes in it. I was expecting it to drag. We were kind of in and we were out.
Okay, here's my biggest problem. So my 2 biggest problems with episode 8, just like getting into it, will be that first, like some of the plot just doesn't make sense. Like not in a usually when you say this, it'll be in reference to like, you know, like characters act weird. And there is some of that in this movie. But like mechanically, some stuff just doesn't make sense. The Leia Force scene is not it.
Oh my god, the
Without it.
Force fucking started in this one.
Okay, well, I'm actually fine with that, but like that's past the point. I did so like, and then like the fucking hyperdrive RAM shit. It's like, why don't both armies? I think there is a point to be made where it's like, why don't both armies just stock up on a bunch of hyperdrives and make really like shitty, cheap vessels, and then just ram them into each opposite fleet?
No, it's
Big-
a 1 in a million chance.
True, dude.
Okay, so the entire movie is a game of tag.
Yeah.
Finn and
Which
Rose.
by the way, really cool setup. I like it conceptually.
The idea is that they can't catch up to a cruiser. Like they can't call in another another fleet to intercept them somehow. Finn and Rose's plot legit like doesn't accomplish anything besides killing Chrome Dome. And I guess do they blow up the ship? They blow up Snoke's ship, or is that something else?
Probably, yeah. I think they blew.
I
it
mean,
up.
so I'm gonna be. It's like there are things like the Chrome Dome. I'm gonna be honest.
I
I don't
actually
even
like
see her as a
Chrome Dome.
What
I
was
like
Chrome Dome? I
Oh
don't
wait, my
remember
bad.
what
We're
Chrome
talking
Dome
different. We're talking
was.
different Chrome Dome. It's
yeah,
fucking Phasma, the fucking Silver
Phasma.
Stormtrooper person.
I'm gonna be
But like,
honest. I can't even say that they were a bad character. Were they even a character to begin
that's
with?
true. Okay, I took it we were referring to a different person. My bad, my bad. They're like,
Like,
yeah, that was a wasted opportunity. That was,
I felt that
um,
character could have done something,
I
and
wish.
then thrown away.
Okay, I don't know. I agree with you, but it's like, I was gonna say, so like, I don't know. I like a bunch of
Another
like
thing
concepts
is
they set up where I like the concept that like there were like traitors who decided to like give weapons to both the Republic and the New Empire.
It's
I think
like
same.
that was
America
pretty
in
sick.
I
World
liked
War
that.
II.
Here's the thing. I liked the stuff they were doing at the Rain this episode. I liked that shit. I liked it. And then I think it was a lot more like behind the scenes stuff that I don't want to say ruined it, but like impacted it. Like the
So
trading off like directors and all that stuff.
yeah, the fact they decided to switch directors is very dumb. Say all you want with the mystery box stuff, yada yada yada, ha ha ha. But like, I don't know, you have the same. You know, even if the mystery boxes aren't good, they can at least like play off them a bit more if it's the person.
And like,
uh,
I don't know, killing off Snoke.
okay, so this is my central criticism. I think you can look past the mechanical stuff because it's like it's Star Wars. I don't know, but like my main problem is that it feels like this movie loses the plot. It's just sort of eventually, it's just sort of doing stuff. And it doesn't feel like there's like a good narrative beginning, middle, end happening. It's just sort of like scenes. It eventually just becomes like scenes happening. I think
I
there's some
would
good components to it. I think like Luke being the person to like stall Kylo Ren and how they did it, I think conceptually is pretty
Yeah,
cool.
that was actually
Like,
really cool. It was nice seeing that.
but like how they did it all, yeah. And I think I think we discussed this while the movie like happened. I think the entire first 30 minutes just needed to be like a Luke Kylo flashback in the movie.
Okay, Cal, do you want to say something?
Yes. So yeah, we did say this that if you just made like the first 30 minutes Kylo and Luke just like a backstory thing, it would have made the movie a lot better and just cut stuff. I think something that pissed me off in this movie, and we definitely talked about during watching it, is that the whole movie's plot, or at least the B plot, only exists because for some reason the like new general in charge doesn't want to say the plan. For no
Was
reason.
Oh, that person. Well, that's like on its face dumb.
It was here's the thing. When we were first watching it, I had a theory was like, oh, she's a traitor. She's like
Like,
she's doing this shit on purpose. She's a traitor. She's like working for the Empire. Okay, this makes sense. And then they explained the plan, and I'm like, why didn't you just tell him? What?
By the
Why
way,
didn't?
audience,
Yeah.
you have to like. I do want to say, audience, the entire time me and Pooh were like snickering while Cal said this. You know, we were like, oh fuck, this person's on screen. And we were doing that sort of shit. It was sort of funny. I don't know.
It was because the whole time, fucking what's his name? I can't remember. Han Solo 2 is basically being like, this is dumb. We have to do this. What are you doing? We're losing fleets. We can't outrun them. And the lady's like, you stand down. And he's like, I'm not gonna stand down. People are dying. What's the plan? And she's like, you don't stuff's happening in the most vague way possible, right? And then like she like banishes him. And even after she gets fucking kidnapped, or not kidnapped, but like banished from the thing, she still won't tell anyone. And like the fact that she's not telling makes no logical sense.
I'm
And
gonna be
then we get
honest.
this really stupid scene at the end where like she's like where Leia wakes up and she's like, yeah, that's why
glaze
he's
was
the best.
crazy.
Yeah. And it's like, that's why he's the best and that's why we love him. And I'm like, would you have been nothing but spiteful towards him? So, this movie makes honestly, I think this is one of the movies that just makes me angry. It just makes me upset,
I'm
really.
gonna be honest, that general lady, she felt like a fucking mom getting angry at her son for not like telling things.
Before Poob goes on the, I think Poob wants us to all like say the stuff we have first, so they can just go.
So
So like my final comments are, I think like yeah, I think episode 8 has like a ton of good components to it, but I think getting from A to B to C, yeah, like they did not cook.
this episode has potential. It was the potential man.
I don't even think it's
Potential.
potential. I don't think it's potential. I think
Potential
it's just
trilogy, more like.
it's also true. I think yeah, but I think potential is more like fitting with episode 9. I think in this case it was just like
It was just a mess.
they
Oh
just
yeah,
just
that's
a mess.
right. And the most important thing about this film, we got porgs.
So true.
Who?
The
We're gonna
evil
porg
industry,
it.
the evil industry plant. Those things on Luke's planet.
Yeah, the little dudes.
All right, so this is
Hold on. I'll put it up. Okay, Cal, if you want to, oh wait, that's the wrong. Wait a minute, that's the wrong picture. My bad. It's these things.
how do you use that on
Nah,
your phone?
no,
What?
don't worry. Sorry.
Oh,
Wait.
these fuck ass industry. I hated these things. Every time they came up, I hated these fucking things.
It was so funny. I think I'm a Porgs fan now because of Cal.
Out of spite.
It's just so funny.
Genuinely, I was getting so upset at this movie. I was
Like,
getting
actually.
angry at
They were
this movie. I
tweaking.
remember now.
But yeah, okay, whatever. Okay, so Poop, go.
All right, so this is the first time in my life I was disappointed watching a movie. I was a child, I'm pretty sure. It's like I walked, I was like, that wasn't very good. All right, let's start with the most obvious one. Why did Luke just fuck off for 20 years?
They're sad.
I want Luke's father was Doctor Dictator, like he was the evil wizard man. And he said, you know what? There's still some good in him. I can save him. And then his own fucking like nephew has a little bit of dark side. And okay, I can kind of accept him wanting to kill him for a second. I guess I don't accept him just fucking off into the middle of space and being a space herp for 20 years.
They
Go
want
ahead.
the Force to die off because, as we know from the prequels, there has to be a balance between both sides of the Force. So they just want to like be in suicide. They want to like die in the wilderness so as to not pass it on and continue the loop.
No, even you mentioned about the general stuff. You mentioned the Snoke dying was kind of stupid, especially what happens in Episode 9.
Yeah.
Even though they were basically an Emperor like 2.0,
If you don't have if you don't have a replacement, don't break it.
right? But also like, oh, bring back the guy who got thrown into a nuclear reactor.
Mhm.
The fight scene at the end is fucking stupid. I sound like a fucking one of those like those like grifters right now. And
Yeah, dude, it's Griff Central, dude. Just spit your shit, Kings.
it's a very pretty movie. I'll give you that much. It's very pretty.
Yeah, I will say, I think what did hurt this movie, like you said, was that like many were disappointed because there was like a ton of like speculation and stuff on like what was going to happen, what the role of different characters was going to be, and then it just sort of like did shit. I think the casino scene is much worse if you have like 12 months of like, so what's this person going to do and this person going to do and da 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 da. I think that did not help it.
I don't really know how to feel about Rose's whole subplot thing at the
It
end with how
exists.
it's there, but like
Okay,
okay, so
here's the bad part. Here's the bad part. I think Finn like getting killed there will have actually been like a good wrap up to the character arc that they have, and like it feels like in episode 9, Finn's just sort of like there.
yeah, when you look past like episode 8 into 9, like Finn's reason to being there disappears kind of. Like he's just a guy. He doesn't do anything besides meet like Hondo's maybe daughter.
Yeah, basically.
So
They
yeah,
have
this
to.
movie's sorry, go ahead.
This movie's it's like one of these classic reviews. This movie's so fucking poopy ass trash that it makes me want to. It gives me diarrhea.
Movie's so fucking shit. It makes me want to merge without looking.
Yeah, is that all we have on that movie?
Yeah, basically.
Episode 9 is like all the stuff I said with episode 8, but much worse. It's like it goes from being like sort of a mess to just like a complete mess.
Dude, what the fuck was this? Dude, what the fuck was the idea, man? What the fuck
Oh
was
my
this?
god. Okay, so first of all,
Yeah.
Palpatine return. Okay,
Somehow.
No.
Yeah, somehow.
which is really dope. So again, I hadn't watched this movie, right? And I knew almost nothing about it other than it was bad. I knew nothing of the plot. I knew absolutely nothing. And in the title card of what happened, you know how like Star Wars has their like title cards at
Yeah,
the beginning.
sure.
That's where it's revealed Palpatine return. And I remember I saw it and I said something. And I don't remember who, but someone was like, they revealed it then? I think it was just really funny.
I'm gonna be real fucking honest.
This is like 3 movies put into one. Yeah, I don't know. It was not it.
It's like they were like,
Ye-
okay, guys, the trilogy, it wasn't that good. So we need to make a whole new trilogy in this last movie.
Mm.
And not only that, okay, so I know we haven't really talked about him much, right? But Kylo Ren, I liked
Yeah.
him. I think Kylo Ren is one of the only characters in this trilogy that like I more or less liked for the most part, except when him and Rey were fucking force fucking each other and stuff like that. Which was a lot. God damn it. But I did like his character progression in the first 2 movies. And in this movie, he just felt really weird, right? Like,
They were just around is the problem, because like they decided to set up Palpatine as a new villain, so pretty much like what do they have to do?
kind of, because I stand by that. I think you could have gone two routes with the trilogy. You could either gone one, Kylo Ren becomes main villain route, like you still kill fucking Baldy, and have Kylo become the main villain, or you have Stalk or whatever the fuck his name is, the Baldy, be the main villain and have Kylo betray him.
Yeah.
I think those are
You
the
like-
two routes you could have gone, and then they decided to go the third route that no one thought of.
Here comes the thing.
They did the secret route,
When
the secret
they
option.
when they swapped directors from the second to the third film, I think that's what fucked it over.
No,
They
it did.
swapped back. They swapped
Yeah, I
back
know.
to the first episode 7.
I know.
And they
That's
were
what
like,
I mean, swapping from second to third. Like they
Well, I
swapped
don't
back.
know.
I'm like, it's because I think I saw the vision, what the second director was trying to do, but then they went back to J.J. Abrams. I was like, holy fucking shit! You gotta be kidding me! Like, dog, what the fuck is this? Space Forces?
it
I
felt like there was
think-
a plan with episode 8, and then like they didn't do it, and then like episode 9 happened, and they were like trying way too much to like hop on back on track. And here's the biggest like sad part to me. I saw like I decided to watch like a couple of videos on like the initial script of episode 9, and like I'll be honest, they were pretty cool.
Actually,
Uh,
what
I
was
had-
them? If I don't mind asking.
So basically, the plot was supposed to be divided into like two parts. You know, A plot, B plot. Where like the A plot was going to be Kylo Ren. It was basically going to be the hunt. It was going to be Rey trying to hunt down Kylo Ren. You know, there's no Palpatine bullshit, yada yada yada. Or like, pretty much Kylo was going to be busy trying to find like the. Okay, so you know in the prequel movies where like fucking Palpatine's like it's the fucking immortality shit. Who the fuck?
Yeah.
Darth Plagueis the Wise. Darth Plagueis.
Yeah,
I think
someone
so.
did.
Yeah, like so basically Kylo Ren was gonna find Darth Plagueis the Wise and learn immortality from them basically to like what is it? I'm forgetting the exact reason, but pretty much it was gonna tie back into the prequels. And then like the B plot was gonna be that Hux was gonna run the Empire basically as it like, you know, took control of the Republic, and there was gonna be like a Star Wars revolution basically. Where like, you know, a Sky City, they're basically gonna revolt to like popple Hux. And then like how both plots were supposed to be ended was that much like how World War II ended, Hux was gonna fucking commit suicide. You know, like your boy Adolf. And then what is it? Kylo was gonna kill Rey, but then like because of the emotional like buildup they have from like the first two movies, they were gonna use the immortality stuff to bring Rey back to life, and then Rey was gonna end the movie by like restarting Luke's Jedi temple to basically like, you know, not make the same mistakes.
You know, I would have fucked with that.
But like, I think Rey was also gonna be blind, something like that, as like a trade-off. But yeah, that was like a baller ass. I don't know. That seems really cool.
I don't know. That would have been so much fucking cooler than I'm the granddaughter of Palpatine.
Yeah, like that's not bad. I was also gonna say that the Hux part of the movie was gonna basically be like in Rose, was it? And then Poe's like section, and then yeah, the Rey Kylo stuff was just gonna be Rey Kylo.
So
That
much
sounds
better
interesting.
than the fucking Chewbacca fake out death.
Yeah,
Bro, don't get me started with that. That made no sense. It literally made no fucking sense.
What was the fucking consequence? Oh, Chewbacca's dead. No, he's not.
Well, no,
It's the
not
she has
not even that.
foresighting.
It didn't make sense in the sense of like they walk on. It was the same ship. It was the same ship. When was there another ship?
well,
Always
still,
was another ship. What do you mean?
true, dude.
Also, I can't remember other scenes that's happened, but there were times where I was just calling what was about to happen in the movie, which was really funny in the sense of, and this is the main scene I remember it happening when Rey died or something like that, or is about to die, and Kylo had already been knocked off. I had said like, and Kylo rose from the depths and saved Rey, and then it happened like 10 seconds later, and it was really funny because I did it a couple other times because honestly, the movie was also kind of predictable in what it was about to do. Like
Yeah.
I'll say this: there were certain things that I just couldn't guess, like because it was just like, what the fuck?
I don't. Okay, here's like what I think. I think it wasn't predictable, but I don't think that was a good thing. It was like a bunch of the shit that like came out of nowhere, like Hux just getting killed. Yeah, it was not good.
Hux just getting killed was kind of fucked up. It was just really
Here's the
stupid.
thing. I don't even remember Hux's death.
Well, like I don't hate the concept of Hux's story in that movie, where like they're just trying to fuck Kylo, because like, you know, they hate him. But yeah, no, they were just killed in the most unceremonious way possible. So I don't know.
Okay, how they even die again?
They're just fucking,
Someone shot them.
Yeah, they're just shot.
The new Hux, the shiny better Hux, shot him. Said, "Oh, he's the traitor," and just shot him in the comedic scene.
Not
Wasn't even.
Basic-
Grandpa Tarkin killed them.
Basically, like what happened is that he hoped the main crew escape because he was the traitor, right? He goes over, gives a report, and then the dude's like, "Okay, understood." Shoots him and goes, "I found the traitor," and he just dies right then and there.
Base, dude. Constellation Prize. I actually don't hate the concept. Okay, if you're gonna have Palpatine return, okay, cool. But like, I sort of like the concept that they have like a general from like the first 3 movies who's like, still around, and they're like, yeah, that's my boss. I don't hate if you're gonna do it. I don't hate the concept, but the dude was just so undercooked.
Yeah.
They were just around.
It was basically how Hux was in the first movie, just slightly more serious. Like there was nothing else to him.
Still, bad movie. Top 3 worst in Star Wars.
I'm gonna be honest, maybe top 1.
No.
No.
Okay.
No.
Okay. Here's the thing. This might be the funniest movie ever made.
Yeah.
It's not
You
boring.
You can look at every single scene and find something majorly wrong with it, which is impressive. It takes actual art to think. It is funny in the most ridiculous of ways.
It's
Can't
also
do that. You
it's also
can't
great-
do that with you first.
No, not you first.
You can't do that with episode 2. It's a slog. Even with the shitty acting, it's just painfully shitty, not funny.
The
Yeah.
worst sin a movie can do is be boring. You can
Like,
be bad,
actually.
you can be good, but you can't be boring, right?
Facts.
And that is what that's what episode 2 was, is that it was boring. Like there was no enjoyment. It was just misery. At least with this one, we were having a blast making fun. Oh my god, when the fucking Jedi scene happened, it was so funny.
And the
Yeah,
fucking,
Zed.
once again, the fucking space. I hate to say the Space Horses so much, but just
I don't think we have to discuss the Disney spin-off movies too much. I think Rogue One's like a good like army movie.
Rogue
They
One.
put
I'm
into
gonna be
Suicide Squad
honest.
movie.
Yeah, true.
Rogue One was I love the fights in Rogue One. To be honest,
I think Rogue One's just overall like a solid movie. I think it's
Yeah, I
good.
like
It's
Rogue
not
One.
like it doesn't go crazy, but it's good.
It's probably one of my
And,
favorite.
Then I mean, if you want to say a little more on it, I'm not trying to stop you. It's just like
No, you're
I don't
fine.
have much
That's
to-
really all. It's one of my
Yeah.
favorites. And then Solo, first half, pretty good. Second
Yeah.
half, I don't know how we got here.
With Solo, it's like the first half was like a cool like look into the Star Wars universe. The second half was like, oh shit, I guess we have to end this movie.
It is the most. I couldn't get into it because it felt entirely pointless. Because it's based on a one-off joke they had in like the prequels. Like I'm fine with it existing. I just care.
Yeah, so all in all, with my overall, just giving like my overall opinion on Star Wars with the outro of this video, I think Star Wars is like, it's like one of the most normie coded series, and I think it's like remained that way to me. I think Star Wars will be at its best when it's just like a simple like sci-fi universe where you don't and like once you try and make it like really complex and that sort of stuff, I think it sort of like falls apart. I think you have to I think there's a certain balance you have to hit with it where you can't just throw shit at the wall. But you also can't, be like the prequels and then just be like a massive lore dump. I guess it feels very much like a non-opinion, but I think Star Wars is just fine overall. I think it's okay. I think it's like I want to say overall like 6 to 7 out of 10 series.
6, 7. Anyways.
Wild.
For me, I haven't made my opinion very unknown. I don't think the movies are that good. However, I think the world of Star Wars is really solid. I think the expanded universe, like I haven't watched Clone Wars, but I've heard amazing things about it, right? And a lot of spin-off content of it is really good. I think the main movies are just very meh to like kind of bad in my opinion. But the actual concept of Star Wars I think is very interesting and fascinating. I mentioned this to them. I think Star Wars would be a really good D&D campaign. I think the world
I've
there is very
seen a lot of
interesting.
good like Star Wars D&D campaigns.
I haven't. In the sense that sorry, I haven't seen any good ones. I just haven't seen any. Period. I haven't consumed any.
There are actually quite a
But
few out there.
yeah, that's my take on it. I think if I had to give Star Wars a rating, it would probably be like a 4 out of 10. I feel like there are a lot more lows than there are highs with Star Wars. Yuri, go.
Yuri or the special guest.
I'm gonna be honest. Star Wars conceptually as a like world, really cool, really good concept. Sometimes executions can be meh, but when they hit, they hit.
And then poop. If you want to have us round it off.
I think Star Wars is a enjoyable experience. You know what you're getting. If you know what you're getting into, as in it's a campy movie series that also can delve into some more complex topics, and sometimes it does it well, sometimes it very much doesn't. But I guess my general sense is that go into Star Wars with an idea to meet it on its own level and experience it as it is. Don't try to like compare like say, oh, I'm going to watch the next Dune. You're not. You're watching something else entirely. But if I had to give it like a rating, 6 out of 10.
6 out of 10. Okay, fair enough.
Yeah. Well then, yeah, that's it, you all.
Thank you, Pooh, for being here. We appreciate
And
you.
don't worry,
We
and
love
don't worry,
you.
Poop. We'll put more chloroform, and now we just gotta bring in the gear. And I think just bring in the grandma to revive Flash and kill off Poop.
Don't worry,
No, I
Pooh.
think
We'll pull
I
you back
think we
in.
just keep Pooh.
Don't worry, Pooh. We'll pull you back in when we do the death battle episode. It'll be funny.
Yay!